I'm going to do one more, and this is probably like the hardest one that you'll ever see. I will not ask you to do one this hard. But what we are trying to do is look at this, and we are always trying to get it to go back into this form. We're always trying to get it to go into this form. So what we need to do is rearrange some stuff to make this all line up. And the first thing that I see is that this 3 in here, we don't have this set of parentheses aren't there. So I'm going to have to deal with that. And then I also see this extra set of parentheses here that I need to deal with. So I'm going to have to distribute that -√3. So I'm going to start working on it. And I'm going to distribute this -√3 and get -√3, the cosine of, I'm going to leave this alone for a moment, and then because I'm distributing it, I'm going to get -2 times -√3 is going to be +2√3. Okay? And then I need to figure out this inside. I need to factor out a 3. I need a 3 to be out here. And then I need these parentheses. Let's highlight them so that we can see it. I need to create those parentheses, so I'm still going to have an x. And so when I multiply this 3 back in, I go 3 times x, that's my 3x, that's great. 3 times what gives me 1? Well, that's just going to be 1/3. It's always this number divided by whatever you're factoring out. It's always that number divided by whatever you're factoring out. So now we have it in the right form. So now I'm going to make my list. I tend to just work left to right. So I'm going to deal with my amplitude. And my amplitude is square root of 3, which is approximately 1.7. I only need the approximate because I want to have it on the graph relatively to scale. So then I'm going to realize that B is 3. So I'm going to come down here and go 2 pi divided by b. That is my period. So 2 pi divided by b. That's that little formula we need to know. It's 2 pi divided by 3. I don't know why I wrote it twice. My phase shift is going to be 1/3 of a unit to the left, right? So maybe I need that negative sign there, but I need to know that it's going to the left. And then my last thing is my average, and that is 2√3, which is approximately 3.4. I just took the 1.7 and doubled it, okay? So that's all I got to do. Now I'm going to draw my rectangle. So I'm going to kind of look at this real quick. My average value is 3.4, so it all exists above my x-axis. So I'm just going to pick a line and say that this line is 3.4. And that is right there. And then I need to go, so that's my average value. Then I need to go, what's it called? √3 above it. And so I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I should have said 2√3. And I'm going to back up quite a bit here for just a moment because I just realized something. So this is 2√3. Okay. Now I know that I'm going √3 higher than it. 2√3 plus √3 is 3√3. So I'm going to call this line up here 3√3. And then I got to go √3 below it. So 2√3 minus √3 is 1√3, and I don't need the 1. But that means I got the bottom of my graph and the top of my graph, and there we go. Okay, now I need to figure out the start of my graph. The start of my graph is -1/3. I'm going to call each one of these boxes 1/3. So I'm going to look right here and say that this is -1/3. Whoops, -1/3. Now I know I'm going to go to the right based on my period of 2 pi over 3. So I got to go that way, 2 pi over 3. So 2 pi over 3 plus 1, negative 1 over 3 is 2 pi minus 1 over 3. That is some crazy number, right? It's over here somewhere. Doesn't matter exactly where it is. 2 pi minus 1 over 3. There it is. Now I can have this little line goes up like that. I know that I've got, excuse me, I got to put a cosine in here, and I notice that it's negative. So normally a cosine starts at the top and goes down and comes back up, but because it's negative, it's going to start at the bottom. It's then going to go to the middle, and then to the top, and then back to the middle, and then back to the bottom, and I'm going to make it curvy. And there we have it. If I really want to get fancy here, I can label all of these, the min, maxes, and middles, because I know that there's always 4 of them in one period. So I can kind of figure out that 2 pi over 3 divided by 4 is the same as 2 pi over 12 is the same as pi over 6. So I can just keep adding pi over 6's to this. So I know that this value here is going to be pi over 6 minus 1/3. I could find a common denominator if I wanted to and simplify that a little bit. I guess I'll do that for you for this one, pi minus 2 over 6. Those are the same numbers. But then I just have to add pi over 6 to this. So this next one here, this maximum, happens at 2 pi over 6, which is pi over 3 plus 1/3, which we know is pi plus 1 over 3. And then we can do it again. And then we add another pi over 6 to this. So this is 1 pi over 6, 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6. So that's pi over 2. Whoops, should have been a minus. Should have been a minus. Minus 1/3. So the big idea, though, is that you work a little bit hard to get all your A, B, C, and D. You label them on the graph, and then you just start filling it in. And the rest of it's arithmetic if the numbers get hard. But we should be able to make that box and then sketch in our curve pretty easily. Like I said, this is numerically the worst one that I'll ever give you, okay? Or probably worse than I'll ever give you. All right, thank you. Have a good day.